Alrighty guys, as you can ring us another Dragon Ball Legends PvP video. So as the title suggests, this video will not end until I hit God rank. Right, this was filmed last season. This is going to be a post commentary kind of thing, like how I did. I think I did one of these like a couple seasons ago for the first time I hit God rank, and maybe I'll do these every time I do go for God rank. So these ones are going to be a little bit more chill commentary. Right, we're just gonna go through every single match. I believe there's like an hour's worth of footage, over an hour. And, you know, I was using a Future team. So the reason why I used Future was just because, honestly, I like using Sword of Hope Trunks a lot. I think he's a really fun unit. I think a lot of people are already undervaluing him a little bit, right? I mean, obviously, for those of you guys that know how good he is, you obviously, if you know, you know. But I do see people undervaluing him a little bit just because Gogeta is better. And that's fine. Ultra Gogeta can be better, but that doesn't take away from how good this Trunks still is, right? And so you'll notice my setup for Future is with the blue boys in the leader slot. And I don't really think this is optimal, but I just thought this was going to be fun, right? I also do think, even though the blue boys, as cancerous as they are extremely fun to use, right? So he gets a drop combo off on me right here, and I don't mind it. I'm going to be real honest. I'm like, go ahead, get your damage off on me right here. Trunks, I kind of want to just eat this damage, even with this blue card. Like, look at that. I'm more than fine with eating all that right there, right? Because I want to get my unit gauge as soon as possible, and that's exactly what happens right here. I'm able to go ahead and just take his key, but he drop combos again, and he really just has my number right here. And if I'm being real honest with you guys, I don't mean to spoil, but this guy, he completely obliterates me. Like, I wholeheartedly remember this match. This was the first match of the video, and I was upset. This guy got me good, but you know, I can't really be mad at him. When I lose games and I get like clapped like pretty significantly, like it was a noticeable margin in skill, I do get upset, right? I think that's normal. I think it's fine to get upset, but I don't think it's okay to get upset with the other player, right? For me, I do get mad at myself, right? And it just depends on how you use that, because I get mad at myself because I'm just like, damn, like I could have played that better, or I should have played that better, or I should have done this. You know, there obviously there are times where I just rage and I'm like, oh, you know what, screw this game. I don't even want to deal with it. I don't want to understand why I did bad or why I lost the game or stuff like that. But for the most part, I had to give this guy credit where credit is due. He gets me right here. He nullifies my endurance with this Gohan. Absolutely beautiful play. He still has all three members up. And he's still, this Goku, even if I do get someone down, he wants it to be the Otherworld Goku, right? So no matter what, I'm going to be in a rough position, right? Even when I go for this, I try to just go immediately. And he has him back in already, man. He already has that Otherworld Goku back in because he does have that sub-count manipulation. I believe it's on blue cards and ultimates. So now I just buffed up his other two units essentially, right? I buffed him up, and I didn't go for the sidestep immediately. He goes for the attack immediately. He gets his priority, and I do believe he goes for the rush after this, which 100% I agree. But at the very least, in my head, I obviously you guys know I don't like to give up. In my head, I'm still thinking like the blue boys are still an anchor kind of character, right? The blue boys can still turn this around if I play it well enough, to which I don't. You know, I like watching these back too because I feel like it helps me get better at the game. So I go for the strike card immediately, anticipating that he goes for that tackle, right? This is where I mess up though. I go for this blue card when in reality I should have saved that blue card. I should have used it to when I needed my vanish back, right? Because now when I pop this green card, I'm not getting another blue, right? So I try to wait for the sidestep right there. I should have waited for 2, and I think this is pretty much game right here. If I remember correctly, I think he LFs me. I take the LF on the chin. He deserves it. But let me see. I think he actually gets one more combo, and we fight for priority one more time before it ends. Yeah, it's going to or no, it's not even a fight. He single taps me straight into the card, and he gets it off right here. And I was upset. I can't lie to you guys. I was mad, dude. I was malding. But, you know, he deserved the win right here. But that's the other thing about this, too, is that if you're losing and you're like competitive, like it's gonna make you want to win even more. So I think after this loss, like I have to go ahead and thank him and applaud him, because after this I didn't lose again. I didn't lose for the rest of the video. Alright, so for this next fight, this was like immediately back-to-back. I was upset. I lost like 84 RP from the last one, and we go against Mono Purple, so I'm hoping that this one goes a lot better. Alright, so we start off the match. He leads with blue boys, right? That's pretty much what everyone does with Mono Purple, especially if they're going against a yellow, because they want to get Vegeta in as soon as they can, right? He gets the PV on me. first priority. He's gonna do decent damage, even to my yellow Gohan, right? Because that's just how they are. He drops the combo into the blue card, and I don't know if he anticipated me to switch out right there, but either way, it was a damn good play if he anticipated that. I'm able to go ahead and get priority on him right here with the off the single. I do drop the combo. I wait for the sidestep instead of just dropping the combo, and then I drop the combo, right? So trying to just do a little bit of mind games right here, and it pays off, but I'm really just hoping for a bleed to activate with Trunks. And look at the damage that we already did with Trunks right there, right? That was really good. I try to go immediately. It doesn't work out, and I get severely punished for it. This could have been like a game-winning play right here, honestly. And then he gets priority once again, right? He just goes for the mid-range strike, and I wasn't expecting. He caught me off guard. I just didn't know what to do. I was flabbergasted. I swap into Trunks right here, stop his combo, and I just go for a strike cancel. That's kind of like what I like to do the most with these, and then I'm really patient right here. Even though he pops the main ability, I try to keep a calm head, and I don't want to go just immediately head first into a strike card, go immediately. I want to go ahead and take my time a little bit, so it was able to go pay off. Right, I get the kill right here. I pop the main ability, heal up a little bit, and I still don't have my gauge, but that's fine with me. I could possibly get my vanish back right here, and I want him to initiate, and he does. But he goes for the tackle. He knew I was looking for the ultimate right there, so I had to give him that. It was a really good play. If I had clicked on the strike card, it would have been different, right? And even though we took his key right here, it doesn't even matter because he just gains it all back with the main ability. Like look at how much key he gets back, and he gets the card draw speed, and it's like my unique gauge didn't matter at all, right? It basically just gave me a little bit of my HP back, and that's it. I swap out right here, praying that combo compensation just saves me, essentially, right? That's it. That's all I'm relying on is combo compensation, and it does save me. This wasn't able to kill. Had he not had such a long combo right there, it probably would have killed. But he still gets me anyways with that damn blue card. And once again, I fail my timing. I waited for more than 2 sidesteps, and I try to go for the cheeky play, wait for 3 sidesteps, which players don't necessarily do that, right? So that was definitely an awful mistake on my part right there. So yeah, this match is looking pretty bad as well, right? And then so he gets my first life out of the way, and I do believe I just catch the blue boys in the rush right here, right? And if that blue card went on through, if he would have queued up that blue card a little bit earlier, he would have got the LF on me. And you know, watching this back, I honestly kind of feel bad because I don't think he used his own rush right here. Right, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think he used his own rush, and so getting this win was definitely a salty one. But at the same time, I was tilted. I wasn't even really considering that. I was like, I'm gonna rush, man. But we get the win right there, but just barely. So we're still playing kind of bad right here. But I'm trying to make these adjustments. I think I actually swapped the team up because I wasn't liking the vibes of Goku Vegeta on Future. I think I swapped back to just using the Zamasu assist unit and doing a triple HP bench. Alright, so next fight is against Super Saiyans, right? Not too bad. Alright, so we have this next fight against Super Saiyans, right? He starts off with Gogeta, and you know, he's sidestepping a lot. He was sidestepping a lot, so I was praying that I was going to be able to catch him right there. He gets a perfect swap into a PV and into the drop combo. So right off the bat, I know this guy, he knows what he's doing, right? He knows what he's doing. He goes for another drop combo right there, and that time I was trying to predict it a little bit. I didn't get priority still, but at the very least I was trying to predict it. I go for a strike cancel into a mid-range strike, and sometimes that works with blast armor users, right? Because they're, for the most part, they're always like holding on to a strike card trying to get their blast armor off. And then you see me pop these green cards with Trunks a lot because I want to get that gauge every single time. I want to get that gauge early, right? And so that's my reasoning for that. I usually do like to save the green cards for Trunks, and I just can't seem to get a priority right here, but he's buffing up my Gohan a lot, right? And I wait for him to sidestep right here. I should be getting some decent damage. I swap into the, I try to swap into the Zamasu assist unit right here, right? And so now I'm able to do so, and then I do believe I just go for the rush right here. This was a mistake. Right, I completely forgot that Gogeta can reduce sub counts by 5 when he gets hit by a rush, and so he was able to get Super Vegeta back in, and I'm not able to get the kill on him right here. So like now I'm like beating myself up. I'm like, oh my god, bro. Like I'm playing like so bad right here. But I do get this green card off. I'm able to take away his vanish. I'm able to actually finish this guy up. So we made up for it essentially, right? And we are close to our unique gauge as well. See him go for the sidestep, so I go for this blast card, and then I immediately queue up this strike card. Obviously, it doesn't really matter, but I'm able to go ahead and get this Gogeta's vanish out of the way, and then I go for this ultimate here too. He goes for his Rising Rush. This is pretty much what seals the deal for him. Honestly, this is pretty much what seals it, because him losing that rush right there was almost like crippling for him, right? If I would have killed right there, that would have just been an immediately loss. I could have vanished that, and I tried to go up to him and finish it off with taps right here, but it didn't, like, my taps just did not work out for me, right? Because I think 52,000, we could have done that for sure. We reduce his ki with Zamasu. I think he goes into Bardock right here after this. I just kind of go aggressive here, honestly. Yep, and he goes for tap attacks right there, and then he queues up something immediately, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go. I do have card draw speed here as well. And then Trunks is only 2 timer counts away, so I can bring him back in, get some ki, and get a lot of juicy damage off too, right? So you let me do that, get the card slot sealed, and get all these strike cards. I do believe I drop combo right here, right? Anticipating Gogeta, and it doesn't look like he wants to swap, so I'm like, okay, well, let me just keep going. And then he swaps. Well, drop combo is always a risky game, right? Pops the green card, wipes my buffs, gets a small heal off, and I know he has a blue card now. So I'm kind of just like, alright, I get the PV, a very lucky PV, and now it's game over, right? At this point, now it is game over. And so we're able to go ahead and finish off the Super Saiyans team right here. Alright, so this one was kind of intimidating for me because he had like all 14 stars except for Bardock. But at the same time, I have a lot of stars on my own team as well. Plus the triple HP bench, like I said before, is extremely cancer, right? Like it's almost unkillable. Future is still extremely good. I would say don't ever sleep on Future. Alright, so he starts off with his Super Gogeta, right? And I think I catch him with this blue card somehow. Maybe he was doing an action right here, and then we also force his vanish with the strike cancel. And then I just go into Trunks right here. This was the last card in my hand, so I actually wanted this to happen. I wanted Gogeta to come in here and waste one of his cover changes, right? Because there was, after that last card, there was no points in just continuing on, right? And you see me just go immediately right here and not just swap into Gohan is because I wanted to wait for this exact moment. Right, I wanted to wait for an opportunity in which Gohan could break some cards. That's where he shines the most, right? I wait for him to finish his strike cancel, and then I go for a mid-range strike to catch him off guard a little bit, right? That's usually Blast Armor users, they play it a little bit differently, right? And then I start destroying some Dragon Balls just so I can be annoying. He hits me with the no switching, and then he also pops the green card so he can heal up a little bit, as well as hitting me with his own blue card. Which is not the worst thing in the world, right? And then we catch him in the sidestep right here. I pop this green card, and it sucks because I wasted it, right? I wasted that green card because I took away his vanish when I already had priority, but my Dragon Ball was on that green card. And that's the reason why I used it. But in hindsight, I probably should have just swapped to Trunks and then popped it. I got a strike card off, popped it, and then went for the rush, right? That probably would have been the smarter option to do. So now I'm stuck in here with no vanish. I just go for a tackle just to try to get anything done here. But either way, I'm forced to take this damage. And once again, Future Gohan just saving my cheeks. I'm able to go ahead and stop his combo. And because I already took his vanish out of the way from the tackle earlier, I'm able to go ahead and be a massive nuisance. Steal his strike cards, pop the main ability, steal his greens and his blues. So not a lot he can do right here. And so I just go immediately. He gets me with the tabs, cancels my ultimate, and I just go immediately again, right? It was pretty, I think that was just like the safest bet for me right there. I don't have a lot of keys, so I want to save the strike card in case he goes for a tackle. I end up just eating that blue card right there, right? And the main reason for me eating that blue card is because I didn't want him to catch my Zamasu right here, right? I end up swapping though. I get him back to long range right here. And my Gohan is only 1 count away, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to get locked in. I destroyed one of his Dragon Balls, though. That was very important to me. Although it didn't matter because how lucky, dude. He got his Dragon Ball. I destroyed a Dragon Ball, and he immediately pulled it. So it didn't really matter. He DC'd right there, if you guys didn't notice, though. So after that, it pretty much just... I don't think he was going to win this match either way. Even if he hadn't DC'd, right? I had everyone up. But I don't know. Gogeta is still one of those units that can just absolutely cause havoc. He's one of those units that can bring back a 1v3 situation, right? But let's go ahead and move on to the next. Alright, so for this next match, it's a GT team with the Blue Boys as the lead. I think this one was a little bit laggy, but I think it like corrects itself right here. Yeah, so the connection unstable, but it didn't seem to have DC'd. Pops the green card immediately, right? And then he goes for tap attacks once again. I'm okay with the tap attacks right here. Just back up, recover my vanish back. Just kind of be just calm-headed right here, right? And he gets this off, which is actually very impressive. It was good. He gets his vanish back right here, but we didn't take too much damage, so I'm still okay with this. I'm kind of just trying to just catch him in something right here, right? I do go for the vanish, I do believe. Yeah, for the drift and through the vanish, and then I go into this unit right here to get some more damage. We're doing some really good damage too, right? And I go for the drop combo, anticipating this guy to come in, and then I do believe I popped the main ability right here, just so I can go ahead and start destroying some of his Dragon Balls. You'll see me do this a lot, right? Just so I can be a nuisance to his team, so he can't just farm rushes just willy-nilly. This is if I would have had my rush right here, I would have rushed him 100%. He still would have been able to swap, but so it's honestly kind of a good thing that it worked out that way, right? And then I get all this damage off right here, and I get the strong bleed. That's always what you want to see right here. And then I get punished with the strike card. Or I thought I was going to get punished with the strike card. I thought that Majub had a green card in hand, but it doesn't seem to be that way. So I'm just like, okay, let me go ahead and just swap into Zamasu. If he wants to swap into the Goku version, or if he wants to use bring out Goku, I can just swap into future Gohan. So he opts to not do that right here, right? So now he does it, but his damage is already done. I back up right here, wait for 2 side steps after he goes for the single tap, and then I do just go for this ultimate as well. And it does a lot of damage. I think this actually just kills this Vegeta right here. We already got rid of his 80% cut. So this is just, he's just done right here. Look at this. There's a lot of damage at 2.1 million. And we have our vanish back as well. We catch him in the tackle, and then we can just bring in Trunks right here, pop the main ability. Even if we don't have the unit gauge, I know this is kill range for both of these units. And so now Majub is dead. All he has is to rely on the Blue Boys right here, but against 2 endurance units and type disadvantage between 2 characters, it's going to be really hard for him. And I could have just rushed right here, and I think I just go for a blast guard. Doesn't really work out for me, right? But it's okay. I'm gonna just let him keep wailing on me. Let him just reduce all of his ki right here. We go ahead and swap out again. Right? He tries to do the technique where he essentially gets the endurance nullification buff off the blue, whiffs intentionally, and then goes into the rush so he can actually nullify the endurance outright. But I used that trick too, so I kind of knew what he was doing right there. So we're able to go ahead and secure that dub. Alright, for the next match against Future with the Blue Boys in the leader slot. So this is what I was running right at the start of the video. This is the team that I really wasn't doing too hot with. So this is going to be the test right here, right? Is which Future is better. And so, well, not necessarily which Future is better, because it just comes down to the player for the most part and your preferences. But he's able to go ahead and get the strike clash off on me. Or I mean the strike cover change off on me. I go into Trunks right here, pop these green cards. Like I said, man, those green cards are key. I get the PV right here, and then I believe I just go for the blue. Alright, I keep getting these strike cards off. I keep the blue card in hand, and then okay, now I go ahead and go to Zamasu, restore my ki, and then I pop the blue. And he lets me use it on him, right? I think that was very important. He actually lets me use the blue card on this Trunks because he wants me to just... He just wants me to get his gauge off, right? Like I'm telling you guys, man, getting that gauge off is so important. And so now Vegeta, the Vegeta counterpart of Goku, is in here, which is really bad. He goes for, I think this was a mistake. I don't think he intended to go for that blue card right there. And then I go for the drop combo, which was huge for me, right? Absolutely huge. And then once again, getting this blue card off with the Zamasu assist units, getting these, destroying his Dragon Balls, and I'm able to stall out a little bit of time right here, just a little bit. And I'm still okay here for the most part. I don't know if he gets his rush in time before my unit. Yeah, he doesn't get his rush in time, and I'm able to do this. I think I do go immediately right here. Yep. So things are looking pretty good for us for the most part. And then I go into Trunks, get the strike damage off. And I want to stall out a little bit of time right here for the Zamasu to come back in, as well as getting some timer counts on my future Gohan down. Then, I mean, these guys are tanky. right? They're like super. I think he had a good amount of stars on this team. I go for this green card once again, and then I go for that sidestep again, and wait for his sidestep. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I wait for his sidestep right there. I try to drop the combo, and it could have been bad, so I just go for the rush right here, right? Because I thought he was going to try to do that technique again. I thought, or well, not, well, it wasn't the same player, obviously, but I thought I was going to see that technique where he whiffs the blue card and then goes straight into the rush, and so that's why I queued up my own rush out of panic. But he swaps out, and it was a very good swap because now I wasted my rush almost, right? Because now he has his unique gauge, so I'm just like, oh damn. But I catch him, I float up to mid-range, so that's another kind of like mind games that you can kind of play. Float back to long range and then go up to mid-range and then pop the ultimate when you see the exclamation mark, right? Because they think they're safe at that far range, but they're not. And so now I go back into Trunks because I'm like, okay, now I can go ahead and eat this damage. Give me my gauge because I want mine. I still haven't popped the main ability with this guy yet. And then I go immediately right here. I get all these strike cards off, and then he just goes for the forfeit. And it was still a good game nonetheless, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next. For the next time, we go against the Saiyans, and this guy had a little bit more on the lower star side of things, right? So he brings in the Bardock, Blue Boys, and the Namek Goku. Namek Goku has kind of fallen off a little bit, right? I'm not going to lie to you guys. He's fallen off a little bit. I get this green card off, reload my hand, and get some more of these strike cards off. And I do have this this blue card in hand here too. I think I just go for this blast card though, because like I said before, I kind of like saving these blue cards for the Zamasu assist unit. Especially when I'm grinding out PvP, like I'm just going full tryhard, right? Having rush control is so good, and especially on a team like this where you're having rush control with 2 endurance units, you're having rush control with Zamasu breaking Dragon Balls every single time, guaranteed break every single time he lands the blue card, right? And it can be fairly annoying for the other team, as well as just being healing. Like you just do so much with this team. This team is still amazing, right? It is just so good. I could talk about this team all day. He pops the green card. He reduces some of my ki. And I wait for 2 side steps right here, but it doesn't work. Does not work, and he's able to go ahead and get his vanish back, pop his own blue card right here. He was very patient on that. And then I kind of just wait for his side step. I want to stay in with Trunks right here, right? I'm more than fine with staying in with Trunks right here. And then I just go ahead and go for this blue card once again, destroying some of his Dragon Balls, and he's probably not too happy right now. And even if he has a counter blue card, which he does, look how much damage it does, right? Against Zamasu, how beefy they are, like it really just did not matter. And then I go for this, go for a sidestep right here. We're kind of just teasing each other a little bit. I didn't have no ki, so I kind of felt like I was forced to sidestep, but in reality, I probably should have just tap attacked. I'm able to go, I wasn't able to catch him on the tackle, but I do catch him on his follow-up strike. Then I go for a strike cancel into a blast card, into this green card right here. Try to get the vanish, and which I do. And now someone is dead here, right? Yeah, because I'm doing amazing damage right here. I do believe he gives up Nameku. Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and give up Nameku right here. I'm going to get this ultimate off. This is without the gauge too, so that damage was pretty. But like I said before, this guy had lower starred units, so he was kind of at a disadvantage right here. So now Bardock has his endurance. I go ahead and just queue up this blue card. He could have went immediately right there. So now he goes ahead and he pops the main ability, and then I just go for the rush right here. Yeah, I immediately just go for the rush, right? I didn't want to take any damage, like, at all. I was honestly kind of hoping for him to go for the ultimate there, because I wanted to kind of just cuck him in that aspect, but I think he went for a strike card. So I'm still okay with this. I'm kind of just chilling right here. Yeah, now I'm just like, go ahead and get your damage. My gauge is up, and he drops the combo into a strike, so now he's dead. All that's left are the blue boys right here, and once again, I'm in this situation where I don't have a vanish, and I'm locked in. But now I can go ahead and swap. I pop the main ability, and then I go ahead and get the LF. That was pretty good right there, right? But like I said before, man, this team is just so good. Everything that they do, the way that they work together, like I don't want to, I can't predict the future or anything, but I feel like this future team will be good, like past the 6th anniversary, past the 4th anniversary, man. It is so solid. Alright, so next we have fusions, and he goes for a color counter setup, right? So he has a purple for Zamasu, a red for future Gohan, and then a green for my blue Trunks. And so I go for the drop combo right here, right? I didn't expect this guy to come in, but we'll go ahead and take it. I try to go for another drop combo right there just to be a little bit cheeky. Kind of just I like to experiment at the beginning, right? The very beginning, that's kind of like where I int, or where I'm feeding, or where I'm making like experimental plays. You could go ahead and call them dumb plays, but just to try to fill my opponent out a little bit. So I go for this, which is a waste almost, because he swaps out right here, right? It was definitely a waste. I need to get better at using those Zamasu green cards in better situations, right? And so now we're just sidestepping like nuts. And then I'm just, I whiff right here. And I'm just like, screw it, let me just go ahead into my Trunks. He's not even doing like amazing damage, right? I would say this Gogeta has fallen off pretty significantly. I go for a drop combo of my own. And now I am free to go ahead and rush. But he has his cut, right? I think I do save the rush just because he has the cut. I don't think my units could actually go ahead and get the kill right now. So I'm just like, yeah, I just waited out right here. I think the next time I get priority is when I rush. I think that was the smartest play, because like I said before, if I would have just rushed right there, I don't think there was no scenario where I could have actually got the kill on a unit, unless he made a really big mistake and swapped into the wrong character. He goes for the ultimate right here, and it doesn't kill. Thank God. If it would have killed, I think this match would have swung a whole different way. But it was damn close. I was able to get my unique gauge off, so I'm actually kind of happy about that. Right, I go immediately right here, and now I'm just like, okay, I'll get the strike card off. I think I get a couple of these strike cards. Yeah, there's those two, and then I go for the rush. At this range, this guy's dying. Right, I know he's a red unit. I'm not going to be doing damage to a red unit with future Gohan, unless we're type neutral. But at this range, I'm more than happy with this. My backup characters can easily handle this. They do 2.2 million. Right, so we had a lot of slack right there. He pops, or he goes for a sidestep as soon as he comes back in, able to get this off, and then I'm kind of just going up to his face right here. Like I said, you kind of want to float around, especially when you have that ult in hand, and we are able to catch him right here too. And so that was game right there, right? That Gogeta would have died, Vegeta wouldn't have been able to make the comeback. And once again, we have fusions right here. He starts off with blue boys, brings double purple, and so once again, he didn't have the most stars on his team too. I tried to go for a blue card and then queue up a card immediately, but he already kind of knew what I was doing. He anticipated it, so he goes immediately against me. And then I go for Trunks, immediately want to just start building up this gauge. Then he pops his green, gets the blue, all that stuff, right? But he doesn't use it, right? It was actually kind of weird to me that he didn't use it right there. And so I was able to go ahead and get priority, get the strong bleed off too. That he goes into his Gogeta, uses one of his cover rescues. I'm okay with that. Honestly, that's fine with me. I go for this though. Swap into Zamasu, get the main ability, and now I'm going to start doing my annoying stuff, right? And we're able to go ahead and get rid of his... We got a lot done right there, right? Just to summarize it for you, we destroyed a Dragon Ball, got rid of his 80% cut, you know, and we're getting buffs right here from these tap attacks, right? When you get tap attacks with future Gohan on the field, you want to eat them. And so I'm just like, let me go ahead and just pop this ultimate right here. I want to see how much damage it does. I was a little bit too hopeful. I honestly thought this was going to kill. But it was still pretty close, right? It's still pretty close. Probably just needed one more card there and we would have been good, honestly. So we go ahead and start getting aggressive right here. I see him doing something, so I just swap, go for these strike cards right here. And then I want to say, yeah, I go for the rush. Because I anticipated the Gogeta coming in right here, right? Or at least try. So you can do a lot of like predicting, right? But at the same time, you're not always going to be correct. So it's just like you're just putting faith into it, essentially, right? You just got to trust your gut on some of these things. Sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it won't. But when it does work out, like it feels so good, man. It really like pays off. It's just like that intuition or like that game sense, and it's not always going to succeed, right? So that's just something you have to consider. I go for the straight card into the ultimate. I'm like, I can get a kill right here, right? So I opt to go ahead and get this kill on the blue boys. Vegeta will be coming in. I forget if he used his main ability or not, But even main ability or not, he's not going to be able to get this. And then we catch him in the sidestep right here and finish off this game right there. Alright, so the next one is Future, and he actually had a lot of stars. He had a 14-star Sword of Hope Trunks, and he just had high stars on all these LFs right here. And I really respected the Rose pick, but I don't think it was the move. I mean, Rose is good. I think he's still a good LF, and you can find value for him to this day just because he can nullify endurance. But if I'm being real honest, if you're just talking about like optimal teams, like he's not optimal. You put yourself at a disadvantage by bringing him in here. Unless you can get that rush off, like in the first 20 counts, and kill one of these endurance characters, he's not worth bringing. So I'm able to go ahead and just get this damage off. Right, he's close to his gauge. I go for a strike card at mid-range right here, and then I just go ahead and just continue laying on the onslaught. I think I just queue up these blast cards as well, and then I should have sidestepped right there. That was my fault. I should have sidestepped right there, and I kind of just opt in right here. Right, I want my gauge. I'm more than fine with this. Doesn't have his rush thankfully just yet. I go immediately right here. I don't even go for a sidestep or anything, and then I just go for this blue card. Right, so I can lock some of his strikes, and I think I go for a tackle right here. But he hits me with a no you. He sends one right back. I don't know if I evade this or not. Yeah, so I delay just a little bit right there. And then I think I just go for the ultimate here. Or do I? I'm not too sure. I don't remember if I go for the ultimate or not. I think I just keep it going overall. Yeah, so we just keep going right here. We saved the ultimate, my bad. Or no, we do use it. Okay, perfect. So we do use it because I want him to swap, right? He swaps into Rose, which is actually decent, right? Because all he has is a main heal, or he has a heal for himself on his main ability, for no one else but himself, and he gets the ult. And we just keep going aggressive right here. We're doing really good for ourselves, right? And then I just go for this, and he's really patient. As you guys can tell, he's really good. He was able to wait it out and catch me on that initial sidestep. So he goes for this, but look at how well Zamasu is tanking, right? Like, look at this. And we're able to go ahead and get this off, get his first life out of the way because we do have a blue card in hand, right? And so we're looking pretty good right here, I would say. And then I just go for the rush. In my head, you kind of want to make a mental note of sub counts, right? Sometimes you're not going to be completely accurate. There's been a lot of times where I'm just like, how is he in already? But if you can time it right and you can be accurate with your sub counts, you can make stuff like this happen, right? I got his first life out of the way, and he had already used both of his swaps, so I was like, let me go ahead and just get this out. And we dodged his rush right there, so that pretty much cements the game, right? When he missed his rush, that's when he knew he lost. Because the whole point of bringing Rose is that you want to get a kill with your endurance, and Rose, he doesn't really have the damage to just get an outright kill. He has to get the kill with the rush. Right, I think that's the biggest issue with him. Alright, for this next one, we're going against Vegeta Clan. And honestly, his Trunks was pretty low stars. I believe his Sword of Hope Trunks was only 4 stars. But his Goku Vegeta and his Princess Trunks were in red star territory. So, right now, obviously, the biggest threat is going to be the Goku Vegeta. I'm fairly sure that this Trunks will go down kind of easily. Right, and so we already have the bleed on him as well, but his gauge has been unlocked, unfortunately, right? From that first combo right there, which is not the worst thing in the world, but especially since we got this other combo off on him too. He's bleeding, so things are already looking good in terms of that Trunks. I do believe I'm not sure if I popped the main here. I do pop the main here. Okay, and then I just go for this, destroy some Dragon Balls, right? What's better than just destroying some Dragon Balls? We make him get the heal though, right? And go for this. He goes for 2 sidesteps. I wanted to try to test the waters right here. See if he would go for another sidestep, but he did not. He just went for an action immediately. So I should have just went immediately as well. But I stopped his own combo right here. That's the other thing with Future, right? It's just that you have so many cover changes. And even with Zamasu, right? Because Zamasu reduces your enemy's ki, which is absolutely crazy. He goes for a full screen super. And then he gets another super off. He actually lands this, but Zamasu still kind of eats it, right? Plus, Zamasu is going to be able to do a lot of healing here. He has really good technique though, if you notice. He has like drifts, he has like he's able to catch me on these kinds of things, right? But I'm able to catch him right here, right? Once again to the cover changes. So it's almost like the units kind of play this team for you in a way, right? And then I do go for this right here. The only thing being is that where I really messed up was that my strike cards right there. I don't know if you guys noticed. I forget which unit. I'm pretty sure the Princess Trunks does it. But my strike cards costed 29 ki right there. That's why I wasn't able to chain the ultimate, which was unfortunate. He catches me in the sidestep again. That's what I'm talking about. This guy, he has the technique, right? And so I'm just like, okay, screw it. Let me go ahead and just go back into Trunks. You know, I'll destroy the ultimate, get this blue card damage off. I'm more than fine with this. And then I get this off as well. And then I just immediately... I could have killed right there, honestly. If I was being a little bit more smart about that, I could have just popped the main ability and then got this guy out of the way. But a big part of me wanted to save the main ability as well. I could have rushed right there too. But he goes for the blue card once again. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'll just let Gohan eat it. It's just a very annoying team for whoever you come across, right? Look at this. Like, look at how perfectly he gets me on these side steps too, by the way. Like, and I've changed the timings of it, right? I've waited, been a little bit patient. He just has those really good reflexes overall. I go for a strike into a strike cancel, and then he kind of just stops playing right here. I think he actually DCs after this, which is very unfortunate because this match still was going in either direction, right? The main difference being is just that his team was just not that good. So I think it's like right here or so that he DCs. But either way, let's go ahead, or well, I'm not too sure. So we get this guy out of the way, and at that point, like it's pretty much game over, right? And then he just, yeah, this is where he DCs right here. So let's go ahead and move on. All right, for the next fight, we're going against yellow, purple, and I'm already having PTSD from the first fight of the video against the Otherworld Goku. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get whooped by another one, right? I'm not doing it. I'm not dealing with it. Even though he does get this first priority right here, and it hurts. Like, he's doing a lot of damage already. And so I'm like, let Trunks take some of this. That way I can fill up some of the gauge at least. He gets a lot of gauge filled from the blue cards, right? I know he doesn't have enough vanish to actually get it off right there. You can see that's why he went for the tap attacks instead. So I'm like, okay, let me just go immediately. Get these strike cards off right here. Everything's looking pretty good, right? Get the strong bleed right there, and then I'm like, I'm gonna opt in for a blue card, destroy some of his, or destroy one of his Dragon Balls, and then let's keep going on the aggression right here, right? He also does the same thing though, which is unfortunate. But I'm like, let me just take this damage, right? Like we're big chilling right here. He goes for that. This is more than fine with me. Go in sidestep and try to go immediately. Did not work out for me, but we are able to go ahead and get this blue card off, right? His strike cards are now locked. Right, so there's still some value from getting the blue card off with Gohan, at the very least. Then once I don't know, I kept going immediately in this match. I actually remember this. I kept going fairly early when he kept calling it, when he kept sidestepping fairly early. And sometimes I just get stuck in those grooves, right? But right there, I'm able to catch him after he tries to debate me with a charge, right? So we got this guy out of the way. I just healed his other two units and gave him death buffs. So I'm like, just in case I die right here, I'm just going to go ahead and pop the main ability so I can start sealing his blue cards here. This is more than fine with me. And then I just go for the rush here, right? I just go for the rush. That tackle was the best thing that he could have done for me. I do believe this goes through, and Vegeta cannot take it back. I'm going to just be real honest with you guys. Vegeta will not take it back, no matter what he has. Especially because Vegeta needs a lot of things to really be set up and be successful, but he really revolves around the team. So he gets this damage off on me right here, and I'm like, is he going to just go for the rush before my units come back in? But Trunks is already back right there, right? He does put up a good fight, though. I do have to give him that. He puts up a good fight. I do believe he takes out one of my units because he gets me with the green card, actually. Right? Not right. Yeah, so right here, he gets me with the green card. It was... It was good. I'll give him that. It was good. And look at the damage that he's actually doing, right? And I always say this, but imagine this kind of damage, and he had card draw speed, and he had more access to ki. So he goes for the ultimate. He kills me right here. Right, I'm kind of just trying to get priority. I want to just waste his vanish right here. But at the very least, I'm finding comfort in knowing that he's not going to be able to get this off on my Trunks and nullify his endurance. Because I still have my gauge left, and I still have the heal. And so you see my gauge pop right here. I tried to sidestep, but it's okay. And so now we're more on even terms. I'm going to go ahead and destroy another Dragon Ball. He catches me in the sidestep right here, and I do believe he goes for the rush now, right? Is he go? Okay, he doesn't go for the rush now. I think he just keeps going right here. Look at that damage. It was really nice, right? And then we just go all the way, and then that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. And then I do go for the LF, right? No disrespect at all, but he takes it. I don't think he leaves this right here. So actually, what a Chad, man. He stays in through the whole thing. He put up a damn good fight with Gogeta right there at the very end. I think but I do have to say, I think Gogeta also was the reason why he kind of lost there, right? Either that or he had to keep the blue boys alive. If he had like Ultra Gogeta, it would have been a lot better of a last man standing unit and stuff like that, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next. Alright, for this next one, we actually go up against a God rank player, and I thought this was very interesting because he's basically using, he was using the team I was using at the very beginning as well, right? So this one's going to be a very good game. I do believe we do no rush in this one. Alright, so he starts off with blue boys, right? So 3.4 million health. He's pretty beefy. I'm able to get this blue card right out the gates, go ahead and steal some of his strike cards, and then I just go immediately as well. Right, I gotta just go ahead and get mine right here. I gotta get as much damage as possible. I want to get bleeds with Trunks as well, if possible. And so I'm kind of just chilling right here. Oh, and he goes for that tackle, right? That was very good. I think that was a very good tackle right there, especially for the kind of technique that I'm doing, because he's gonna get there quicker than me in terms of me getting off that blast card, and that's exactly what happened right there. So he goes for the green card, he breaks some of my stuff. All right, and I know he has a blue card right here, right? So he goes for that. That's more than fine with me. I still keep going aggressive though. And so because my strike cards are locked right here, I wasn't able to go ahead and follow up. But it's okay. I'm going to wait right here a little bit. Wait for oh, I was trying to wait for 3. Listen, I was trying to wait for 3 and I was unsuccessful in that venture. I don't know why I wait for 3. Sometimes I kind of just want to try and just be cheeky. I don't know. I don't know what it is, man, but we do get our gauge back right here, so we're able to get a little bit of HP. I want to bait out his vanish, but he's not really falling for it, right? And then he goes immediately. Instead of swapping, he switches it up, and he goes immediately that time. If I would have vanished that and went for the rush, I think that would have been game right there. But at this point, I think it was pretty clear to me that he wasn't going to rush. I don't know when it's like made completely clear, but if I do remember correctly, this goes all the way to time. And you guys can kind of tell what he's doing right here, right? He's trying to just optimize his damage. He doesn't really swap out right here. I go for a card immediately after this. Thank God he doesn't get the PV. And then I try to wait for his sidestep, and it does not work. It does not work. And so I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, he is finessing me right now. So I have to go into Trunks and pray that he lives this. I'm pretty sure he is, because I haven't hit him, right? I haven't been able to get my hands on him. And so... things were looking a little bit difficult right here, but thankfully we finally catch a break and get this priority right here. And I'm like, let me just pop my main and let me get this ultimate damage, because I need to start like evening up the field in terms of damage, right? Because as of right now, he is definitely in the lead. He's been getting more priorities. He's been getting like just everything else. Half health right there on the blue boys is fantastic. And then I just keep popping these green cards. At this point, it's I'm kind of just using it, looking for a blue card like I am right here, right? Still whiff it though. Go for a strike clash. I think I win that 978 again. We barely win that 1 point, bro. Literally 1 point. That was, we got extremely lucky there, extremely. And so now I'm gonna be like, okay, now I popped the main ability. Let me destroy some of these Dragon Balls. And you can tell at this point we still haven't used our rushes, right? And now I can go ahead and do this. This is where my heart broke. This Trunks only had like 1.4 million health, like, and I go for this raw ultimate with Gohan, and look at what he lived with, 2.4 or 2,400. Dude, I was so upset, man. You guys don't even understand how upset I was, bro. When I saw that, I was like, dude, I just got skamazed. So now I'm hurt because he just got a ton of damage off on my Gohan, 2.4 million, and he was able to get the kill. So now it's a 2v3 situation. And so I go for this. We go for a strike clash right here. Thank God he doesn't PV that, because he could easily PV that right there, right? I hit a 992. And I do believe I get the kill right here. if I remember correctly, we are doing a lot of damage, right? We go for this green card and get these strike cards off. Or I don't have enough to finish it off. I don't, which sucks. And he gets this combo off too. I truly thought I was going to be able to catch him in the PV. I was trying to be a little bit sneaky right there. And so he's getting all this damage off, and I'm like, damn, I think I just might lose this one. He swaps into the Vegeta unit, and then I swap into my Zamasu, right? Or no, I don't swap into Zamasu just yet. But now I'm gonna have to, right? So he gets my endurance out of the way, and I'm like, damn, bro, look at how bad this looks. Like, if you were just to look at this at first glance, you'd be like, damn, he's not gonna win this. But you know, we just got to do what we got to do sometimes. He gets his blue card off on me. Things are looking he's like, at this point in time, I'm like, there's no way I can win this, but I'm going to try to get it to timer count. I'm going to try to just live as long as I possibly can. And that's exactly what happens right here. I'm able to actually catch him, thank God. And then I go into Trunks right here. I dropped the combo, by the way. Right, dropping that combo was extremely risky in that situation because of how low HP I am. And then I think I just kind of just balance out right here. He goes for the full screen, thank God. He goes for the full screen, so I'm able to get a free priority off of this. I think we get the bleed off right here too. Getting some real good damage here. Real good damage. And then I go for, I think I use this blue card. Yeah, use the blue card and swap out. Go ahead and pop this, and then I think I just go for a blast card here as well. Just praying that he didn't have a blue of his own, right? If he had a blue of his own right there, that would have been really bad. And so he starts wiggling on me. I don't know what. I don't know if he was just a sign of endearment or a sign of friendship. But I was having none of that friendship. I wasn't going to rush. But I was like, nah, we got to get back into the game, bro. We are fighting. We're throwing hands right now. So once again, I just go for this. He goes for a tackle again. And so I'm just like, okay, let's see what we got right here. And kind of just playing this neutral game a little bit, right? And I don't want to risk letting him get a combo, but unfortunately, the mid-range strike temptation gets the best of me. So I let him get a priority right there. I try to drop combo again. It did not work out for me, but this is okay because I go for this now, and then I go for the strike card now, right? And so I was like, there's 2 seconds left, literally just 2 seconds. And we were able to go ahead and beat him by barely 1,000,000 points right there, dude. It was such a good game, man. I'm really happy that we didn't do rush right there. Because typically I'm just like, especially last day of the season, I'm just like, oh, I'm rushing. I'm double rushing even. But this was a very good game from one God rank player to not a non-God rank player at this point in the video. Alright, next we have Saiyans with Bardock, Gogeta 4, and the Blue Boys. I see him drift up to my face a little bit, and honestly, sometimes when I see people drift up to my face, they want me to sidestep, right? That's usually how it goes. When you walk into your opponent's shoes, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna drift up to his face, I want to fake him out, I want to get the sidestep off, so sometimes I just go immediately, right, as soon as I see that happening, and it paid off right there. I go for the risky swap as well, just so I can get this blue card damage. Let's see how much it does. That's honestly not even that bad for Trunks. Keep in mind though, his units weren't the highest stars. I think his Blue Boys was at decent amount of stars. Catches me right here, which is still fine with me. He catches me with the second one too, and I'm like, okay, well that's one way to get my gauge up. I popped the main ability, but it was a bad main. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have popped it right there, because now I don't even have it in my hand. I try to go for the strike cancel, but he's able to go ahead and get the PV off of it. And he's able to get this damage off, and he goes for the drop combo too. So you know he's doing something right here. So I'm like, okay, I'll just take this damage, I suppose. I go for a tackle here, and then he stays in, man. He stays in. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to eat this with Trunks now. Look at how much damage he's doing right here, right? I go for this, and then I swap. Thank God I did this right here, because that would have been. I honestly, even if he would have got that against the Zamasu, I don't think we would have died from that, right? I truly don't think we would have died from that, just because of the nature of how tanky Zamasu is. You go for this blue card, and look at the damage that we're doing to Gogeta. Most of the damage that we've done to Gogeta at this point has just been Trunks, right? It has pretty much just been Trunks, and he's doing fine just on his own right there. I go for the strike card right here. I catch him because he's a back floater. Sometimes when you go across these back floaters that back float even at close range, just the little strikes will catch him off guard because the strikes are so fast. Right, he gives me his Vegeta, or his Goku Vegeta unit, which I was surprised. I would 100% let Bardock die right there, right? I don't know if he expected me to go for a strike right there or if he misclicked, but either way he guesses me, which is very unfortunate. So I just go for this. I go for the main ability right here. I match up his blast. He gets my endurance out of the way, which does suck. And then I forget, we get the PV. And then I think I just go for the ultimate right here. I don't think Bardock can come in just yet, right? Because he just swapped out of the Bardock to actually go into this unit to eat the rush. So now he's dead. So I made up for getting guessed right here. And now I just got to worry about this guy right here. And more than fine with me. He goes for the green card. Very good play right there because it does have blast armor. He's going to wipe my buffs. And increase his damage right here, but once again, look at how tanky Zamasu is. He's not going to get through him. He's not going to be able to. He needed to rush the Zamasu right here, and he wasted his rush. So any kind of damage he gets right here, I'm more than fine with it. He's going to go ahead and hit me with the blue card. Honestly, he's whittling me down, though. You notice that he likes to back up, though, right? So I go for the strike cancel. Catch him right there. And look at it. Once again, Trunks does not care about type disadvantage, dude. Like, look at this. That's good damage, and I do believe I get the kill on Bardock right here as well after I get this blast card off into the ultimate, nullifying his endurance, and then Gogeta really doesn't have a chance after that, right? Because if I remember correctly, Gogeta already used the main ability, so that pretty much seals the deal on this one too. We'll see what happens though. So endurance nullified, we good, and then there's the forfeit as well. So let's move on to the next, dude. I'm telling you, man, I was on a roll, bro. I did not lose a game after that first loss, bro. It affected me to my core. Alright, next we have Mono Purple. Once again, starts off with the Blue Boys. I think he had a decent amount of stars on this team right here. He had the Zenkai boost for sure. And so we get the first priority. And we can get a green card, which is huge for us. Right, so we pop this green card, and then I go for the strike card. I should have drop comboed. Right, that would have been really good if I had drop comboed right here, but it's still okay because we can still get the blue card off, right? And we get the PV as well, so things are already looking extremely good for us right here. We can continue the onslaught with our Trunks unit. I do believe what I do here is I go into Zamasu, pop the main ability, then swap out again into Gohan, so I can steal his strikes and do a good amount of damage. So now I just keep going. Right, I'm already aggressive. I already feel like I'm in the rhythm right here, so I'm just like, screw it, let me just go ahead and keep going. But now I am lacking some ki. So I go for the mid-range strike. Got a little bit too aggressive. Got a little bit too excited right there, right? So now I go into my Zamasu assist unit. I misclicked right there. I saw the strike coming. I tried to swap to Trunks, but I clicked a little bit above him, like right in between Gohan and Trunks right there, which is unfortunate. But once again, I'm still fine with this right here. Right, because we still have our gauge to get. We got pop a green card. We just need to take one more hit, and we also have our Dragon Ball right here. Right, so we are good to rush now, and he's gonna go ahead and give up this guy, which makes sense to me. Definitely makes sense. I think I stay in right here, if I'm remembering correctly. We no longer have our Dragon Balls. We pop this green card. Go ahead and take away all his stuff. I go for this because I thought he was gonna go for a blast card. I thought he was going to go for a blast card right here, but it still works out because he wanted to sidestep him anyways, right? And then we were able to go ahead and get this guy out of the way. Once again, I pretty much think that seals the deal. I mean, the Blue Boys still are going to be an issue, right? Had he gotten priority right there, so there's the forfeit. And so more Mono Purple with Goku instead. And I'm actually kind of surprised that he starts off with Goku here. Able to get this off and the PV as well, which is huge. I don't go for the drop combo just yet, but I do regret not going for it. I think I'm gonna start going for the drop combos more often, especially towards the beginning of the match, so I can know if he's going to be waiting for it or not. If he's going to be anticipating it, or if he's just gonna go ahead and go for the swap. So I let him do this a slight amount of damage right here. Then I bring out my Trunks, and I do think, yeah, so I just queue up a blast card. I'm sure he doesn't have too many cards right here. He's able to go ahead and get the... He actually does a nice little rotation on me where he just keeps swapping and getting priority. Swapping and getting priority. So he has his Vanish back, he gets Vegeta in here, he gets Ki, all that good stuff. But now I have my unique gauge. So when I get my hands on him, It's gonna hurt. I don't know why he popped the main ability here. I feel like that was a mistake, right? Popping the ultimate so soon. But I also popped my main ability really prematurely right here, and he's able to get priority. And look at the amount of damage that he's doing. So I just go for this, try to break some cards, and I'm like, yeah, so I'm pretty sure I broke his ultimate right there, which is huge, right? Go for this, wait, be a little bit patient right here, and then I do believe I just go for the ultimate here, if I remember correctly. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I go for the ultimate or not. I don't. I don't go for the ultimate. I just keep going with Trunks right here. And I just want to go ahead and get all of this damage off. As much damage as I possibly can. And then we go for the strike card. I think I even go for the main ability so I can recover some ki. And he actually swaps out. I was extremely surprised to see him swap out right there. Like, it was actually crazy. And then he gets the PV right here as well, which sucks. You can see I try to go for the rush right there. So I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'll just go ahead and abandon the ult, which does suck. But I still have the ult with the future Gohan at the very least, right? So I go for taps right here. And then I get this guy down. He's now dead. I still have my rush. So now I can freely rush someone here without wasting it on the Coat Goku. And then I go for this, and then I go for the rush. Right? I mean, we got the PV right there, but I had to still swap. So now if this goes through, that's pretty much game. Right? Because this was the Goku Vegeta was his main chance of winning. Super Vegeta cannot win this alone, especially not when he's already popped the main ability. So we're okay right here. 5.7 million. Yeah, and so this guy, I mean, I think yeah, so he just goes for the forfeit right there. Like I said, kind of knew there was no way out. Alright, for this next fight, we have kind of a God Ki team, right? There's the Zamasu, and then he also has the Evolution Vegeta. So once again, Evolution Vegeta is good, right? Like, I really like Evolution Vegeta a lot. I think he's an amazing unit, but he's putting himself at a disadvantage by bringing him in and not bringing in a more optimal unit. Like, that's just how it is. It's just facts. Like, no matter how good you are with it, like, you could be the best Evolution Vegeta player in the world and never lose to the top teams, right? But that's pretty much just going to fall onto you. That pretty much just means that that's how good you are. If you're just looking at the units themselves, like, Evolution Vegeta is somewhat of a disadvantage to have on your team, right, compared to these other units. So we wait for him to sidestep right there. We mistime it, but we still get the strike clash off. 985 versus 989, so we're not able to go ahead and win that. So I'm just like, okay, we'll go ahead and just take this damage. Like, he's not doing anything, right? Zamasu is just too beefy. We try to go immediately. He goes for tap attacks. So we're okay right here. So I know he kind of likes to go for tap attacks. I'm like, let me just get my vanish back. But he goes for the strike cancel, which is very good. Go for the risky swap. Get the strike card, or the strike cover. And he catches me right here. This was good for him. If I did this any differently, I would just not go for that sidestep right there, because I would have caught him had I not went for that sidestep, and it would have been pretty good. But the main reason, the thing about this team is that you don't really want anyone on your team to die with this kind of team right here, right? Zamasu assist unit is good, Goku Vegeta is good, and the Evolution Vegeta is good, and you want to keep them all alive. So it's like, it's kind of hard for you to justify giving up someone here. And obviously, who is he going to give up? The Evolution Vegeta, right? That's kind of like why I say he's at a disadvantage right here, because you're better off just running rush control. Right. You want to have some sort of rush control overall. So now this guy's dead. He didn't really get to do anything in the match because he was the best option to give up. Just simple as that. So I think I back up right here. He goes for this, and I'm like, let me destroy some of your Dragon Balls. Be annoying right here. Then we also have this green card in hand, right? And another blue card. I try to match up blue cards right here, but it doesn't work. I'll give him that. I tried to match up blue cards right there. It did not work. But we are able to go. I should have just went for the combo right there. Still destroying some of his Dragon Balls, which is hilarious. And then I do go into Trunks. Right. We have no gauge filled up, unfortunately, so this damage is going to be really minuscule. I'm still okay with it, though, honestly. I just want the bleed, pretty much, right? That's pretty much all I want. And I do get it right there. That strong bleed. That's very important to me. Below 1 million health, next priority I get on him, I probably would be able to kill him. At the very least, and don't let him get the strike cancel PV off that time. And then we match these blast cards, multiple blast cards. Yeah, look at that. And then we both go for a strike right there, right? I hit 930, 941. I can't win a strike clash against this guy, but that's okay. I think, yeah, he had no more cards regardless, so we were still okay right there. And he swaps out for me, which is huge, right? Because now we can go ahead and do this, get this blue card off on him, right? At that mid-range, pop this, and I think we secure the kill here. I think we secure the kill here. I'm not too sure. Yeah, and so we actually catch him in this team. That could not have worked out any more perfectly, right? He immediately goes for the rush after that, and so that's pretty much it too. Yep. Alright, so now we got the infamous Super Saiyan squad all in red star territory. Right, so this one we got to be really cautious of because it's like once they hit those crits, we kind of get screwed. Alright, I try to wait a little bit too long, and he's able to go to capitalize off of that, which sucks. I was trying to sit right here, and I was waiting because I was like, is he going to go for a drop combo? And I wanted to anticipate it, but he doesn't. He doesn't go for the drop combo, so I'm like, okay, well, let me just swap out so I can go ahead and break some cards. It doesn't even matter because he still gets the blue card anyways. At the very least, we can go into Zamasu. He's going to destroy our full hand, which did have Dragon Balls. It had a green card, and it had a blue card, which was very unfortunate. I need to get priority right here, so I'm very scared. I kind of just back up right here, just relax. And then I just wait for him to sidestep twice right there. I go for one of my own, and then I wait for his sidestep. Did not expect Vegeta to be back in here. I'm going to be real honest with you. That was a mistake on my part. I should have expected it. I should have expected it. And I had blast cards in hand, so that was no excuse for me right there. It was just bad on me. But I'm just praying I get my last Dragon Ball right here. Because the one thing with Saiyans, with Super Saiyans, is that if you can get your rush off before they start like just getting all these crits on you, you'll still be somewhat okay right here, right? So I'm like, okay, Bardock, getting Bardock out of the way is huge for me. Straight up. I probably wouldn't give up Bardock. I'm going to be real honest with you. Like, I know he wants the purple unit for my Zamasu, but when you're, like, fueling Gogeta with those crits, he doesn't care about type disadvantage, especially when he goes type neutral. So I popped the main ability here, immediately get the ultimate off on this guy's tackle. I used that main ability really defensively there, especially against Gogeta. When he locks me in, you have to be like that, right? Then he goes all the way here as well. I don't know if he expected me to immediately queue up a blast card there, but that was not going to work on me. We can go into Trunks right here. And then I think I drop combo this. Yes, so I drop combo this right here, and I'm able to go ahead and finish off Super Vegeta. Gogeta, at this point, I'm not worried about him at all. Even if he kills his Trunks, and like say like he uses the ultimate, kills my Trunks, gets the rush off, whatever, I don't think he's going to be able to get through Zamasu, or he's going to be able to get through future Gohan, so I'm just like, whatever, I'll chill right here. I'll just go ahead and hit him with this. I just toss out this blue card and it works, so I got lucky right there at the very end, but I was feeling pretty confident. All right, once again, mono purple with Zamasu, right? With Zamasu as the third unit, right? So this is fine, honestly. We go for this, get this blue card damage off. We steal his strike cards right there, right? And we're able to go ahead and get this green card off. I'm trying to PV him right here. I heard him sidestep, so I sidestep myself, and I do get the PV, which is pretty good. I go for the strike card, which I shouldn't have done. I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to have to go ahead and correct that. Even though I did have a blast card in hand and I would have recovered my key. But it works out anyways because we get our Vanish back. And now we can start getting these blast cards off. If he wants to go into Vegeta, that's more than fine with me. Restoring our key once again. And then I do go back into Gohan so I can get this card draw speed. And I want to take advantage of that. Get my Dragon Balls right. Because once again, as long as you get your rush first, you start looking to be in a good position right here, right? Especially when, I mean, he's using Zamasu, but you have too much damage units on that at that point, right? You don't have enough support. And that's why a lot of people opt to bring in either like Revival Gohan or the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, because they have somewhat of like rush mitigation, where Vegeta, he gives death buffs, he buffs you, he heals, right? Well, he only heals future units, I believe, and Vegeta Clan. But regardless, he's still doing something on death. And then Revival Gohan, obviously he can eat the rush itself. Whereas Zamasu, he's a fantastic unit, but he's a damage dealer unit. Right? He's not really a supportive unit. Like, I mean, I guess he can support in the fact that he has the cover change and disrupt the enemy's combo, but other than that, he's not adding a whole lot to his team. And then I do believe we just go for the LF right here. Gohan essentially just solos. Sometimes you'll have those moments where Gohan just solos these these mono purple teams. That's why I think I still firmly believe that this Gohan right here is Z tier, right? Because mono purple is still just absolutely everywhere, and this guy is the best yellow to use against mono purple. Alright, so next we have GT, but he's not, I mean, I don't know, he brings in the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think, honestly, I think it was a mistake, right? The Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, the kid is still good. He can nullify endurance on after he pops the main ability, right? So you can completely abandon your ultimate and just go for a rush after popping that. But he's fallen off. He gets taken down pretty easily. I think Majube is just a better pick right here, especially if he's running Omega Shenron, so you can just get these green cards, get a ton of support for Vegeta 4. That's personally how I would do it. And then especially with GT, pretty much what I see from GT is that you run Vegeta 4, you run Majube, and then you run like, the Blue Boys in the leader slot. Right, that's typically what I see. So we'll see exactly how this goes down right here. I dodge this, catch him in the second sidestep with this Trunks, and then he just forfeits. Yeah, so, yeah, like I said before, he was already at a disadvantage, right? Alright, so next we're going against Future without Sword of Hope Trunks, but he did have a good amount of stars on all these units, at a 7-star minimum, I believe. I immediately queue up that blue card in light of that perfect vanish, which was a mistake. Should not have done that. And he drops the combo, dude. Look at him. Look at him go. Drops the combo. Zamasu is going to do some good stuff right here. The only thing is that I respect the Zamasu pick, the corrupted Zamasu at least. But the biggest thing about that is just the fact that, dude, with Trunks running around, with Gogeta running around, like red units are, they're not happy right now, man. They're not in a good spot. So I go into my Gohan right here. I wait for one sidestep and mistime it, which is unfortunate. You see me back up right here. I don't want to get caught up by this Zamasu, right? I mean, he still catches me anyways. But even if he goes for the main ability into a rush, I don't think he'd be able to kill this guy. He's not that guy. I'm gonna be honest. So now he pops the main ability, and then I go for tabs just in case he had that other green card right there, which he did. And I should have just vanished that because he had no vanish of himself. So we get a 944 against 970, which does kind of suck. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just continue to eat this damage, honestly. Like, I have no qualms with this. Like, I'm okay. Right? Like, look at this. He locks me in a little bit right here, which could have been dangerous. Like, imagine if he would have, like, used the green card right here. He could have got some really good damage on me. But I just go ahead and wait it out a little bit. Still his abilities right here. He gets the PV, though. This guy was a good player. Like, he knew when to vanish. He knew when to do all the things and stuff like that, right? And I'm pretty sure he has his rush now. And I do give up this unit, right? So some of you guys might be like, why didn't you just give up the Gohan? Well, my reasoning is just that I'm sure a lot of other people's reasoning as well is that Gohan still has his main ability, right? And he also has type neutrality. So I can still do good damage even against units like him, right? So you'll see that right here. I just go for all this. I don't think yeah. So I try to get another card right here. It does not work out for me. I popped the main ability, which is probably premature. I probably should not have popped that, to be quite honest. But we still are able to get this off. I'm just like, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. Unfortunately, Zamasu assist unit can come back in. Right, he had a lot of time to come back in right there either. I didn't expect it to be quick enough. He takes my vanish way, or actually, yeah, so he takes my vanish way right here. I was going to try to go for a rush right there. Look at how much damage he's doing, man. Like, I actually, things were looking pretty rough right there until this happened. We catch him right here on the swap step where he comes in and just immediately goes for the side step, and we get, this is why red unit, like, this is exactly what I was talking about, right? With red units just absolutely getting shafted right here. Because look at this, man. And I should have rushed right there. He had no vanish. I should have rushed right there and we would have been in an amazing position, but this is still fine. I go with this blue card right here, just get him back to long range. This is not going to take away my vanish here to use it. I can pop these green cards freely just to see what he's doing. He's not doing anything. He knows I have a rush, right? He knows I want to use it too. So we go for another strike clash right here. I go up to his face. 946 against 978. Not good enough. Just not good enough, man. And so now he goes for a full screen strike though, or he goes for a strike. I don't know if he knew that Trunks is back in yet. but we were able to go ahead and stop his combo right there, and he catches me. He knows I like to do that, right? So I had to start switching that up. That's something that I took a mental note of after this game. But now it's all up to Gohan. Right, that's the only thing. It is now all up to Gohan because he's going to nullify my endurance right here. This guy played it really good, but if you notice, he had to play out of his mind to make up for Zamasu just basically flopping early on, right? Zamasu still was able to go ahead and hold me. I mean, I'll still give credit to the corrupted Zamasu where he was still able to hold me in place, right? Because if I would have swapped into my Gohan there, he would have nullified that endurance. But him just getting one comboed like that is really bad. Like, that's not good at all. And then now we have a rush right here. And even if he guesses me, I'm more than confident. Like, Zamasu cannot hold things down on his own, right? He's not going to be getting card draw speed. He doesn't have, like, his defenses are starting to fall off at this point, right? Because he's the most tanky at the beginning of the match. That's just how his kit works. So we were able to go ahead and come out with the victory right there. But still, it was a damn good match, right? It's pretty good. Yeah, so once again, mono purple, decent amount of stars on his team, and he starts off with blue boys. We get the strike cancel right there, and he swaps. I was actually very surprised that he swapped. Normally I don't see them swap a lot, right? They want to just go ahead and stay in so they can get Vegeta out as soon as they can. But this guy actually swaps. I go for another strike cancel right here, and then immediately into a blast card. It works out for me. So we'll go ahead and take that. And I'm just like, please bleed, please don't get the bleed off here though. Yeah, I think that's a huge part of Trunks' kit, right? He's getting that tick damage, because not only is he doing amazing strike damage, he basically does what Rose does, but better. Except for the bleed, I guess. We'll still give Rose the edge on the bleed, right? Because he has the extreme bleed. So we'll give him that. But yeah, so Trunks essentially has the same gimmick. Pop the green card with Trunks right here. I want to swap out. So I swap into yellow Gohan, eat that right there. He takes my Dragon Balls, so I'm like, damn, okay, do be like that sometimes. I'm able to go and sidestep this, and he goes for the rush. I honestly don't think this is a bad idea, and I'll explain why. I don't think this is the worst thing in the world for him, because if he gets my first life out of the way, that's pretty good, right? But at the same time, my counter argument for that would just be that I'm going to be able to start healing, right? I'll be able to start healing this guy over time as well, as long as with the help of Zamasu at the very least. But he wants to get 2 rushes, right? That's the main thing for him. He wants to get 2 rushes as soon as he can. I think I popped the main ability here just straight into the blue card. And then, so now his cards are locked. A lot of his cards are locked. And I just go for the tackle straight into this. And he actually, I don't know why he swapped right there. I have no clue why he swapped right there. I don't remember if this kills or not. But Gohan just immediately, like, he hit me too much. Like, he did too much damage to my Gohan to the point where just, like, it did not matter. Like, it's just it. I don't know if he forfeits right here or not. I don't remember. I don't know if I go for this rush either. I think, I just go for the rush right here. Gohan essentially just soloed it, right? He did so good right there. Right, the more damage he takes, the more he can dish right back out. Just absolutely huge for us overall. Even though he guesses me, but, like, look at, like, what is Goku gonna do? This is Goku, like, in his true form, right? This is his true nature. When he's not getting carried by 2 other purple Saiyans, like, this is what he really looks like right here. So I had to go ahead and LF him. I'm not a big fan of this unit. I have to say, dude, I respect the drip, but I do not respect the kit. That's all I got to say about this coat Q right here. So we had to go ahead and do him like this with Trunks' extremely long animation, LF animation. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. And next we have Super Saiyan Fusions without Ultra Gogeta. He actually brings in the red Gogeta. I'm actually surprised because I think that's the second one that we see in this video right here. Usually I don't see him at all. And immediately doing amazing damage to Zenkai 7 Bardock right here. I do drop the combo as well. I think I drop it again. Yeah, I drop it again, but wait for the sidestep instead of just a standard one. And then I just keep going. Like, he's almost dead. I think I drop it one more time. Yeah. And then we get the PV right here. And I think we just get the rush off our very first priority. Yeah. So we reload our hand and get all of this right here. And then I'm able to go ahead and charge up to get that last Dragon Ball. Right? And then we just hit the rush right here. So we just go for this first combo. Well, I mean, it was drop combos, right? But I would still consider it first combo. There's a lot of dropping involved in that. And so, getting this guy out of the way, obviously, we basically secure the dub right there. Red Gogeta isn't going to do anything. I don't think Bardock is really going to... I mean, obviously, together, they could, but it's just rough for them overall. He catches me right here, though, and he's actually getting crits. But Zamasu has more than enough to tank this, and just because of the fact that this guy's a red unit, it's looking pretty bad for him. I think I just try to go for tap attacks here, honestly. I think I just try to go for taps. Yep, doesn't work right there. He actually, this was a good play. I should have just went for double single taps. I should have just went for the single tap and then went for it again, but I still get it right here, so it's fine. And then so now all we got is Gogeta. He goes for the green card, this poor guy. I think I just want him to forfeit, so I think I popped the main ability here. Or I don't even have to pop the main ability, so he just forfeits and we can move on to the next. Alright, so next we have fusions with Blue Boys, but instead of Majub, well, I guess that would be GT with Blue Boys, right? But so I guess he's just using Gogeta Blue, Gogeta 4, and Blue Boys right here. So I think we'll be okay right here. Gogeta Blue, I'm not worried about him. Like as much as he can be impactful, especially in the hands of a very skilled player, but for the most part, I'm not too worried about him right here. He's gonna go ahead. The reason why I didn't really use the blue card with the Zamasu assist unit right there, why I used it with Trunks, was because I wanted him to swap to Gogeta so we can get rid of that first cover cut. It's the main reason right there. And I do believe I just go into Zamasu right here, or I don't go into Zamasu, I go into Gohan. Right, that was actually out of character for me, but we go for the rush. All right, this is the last season, trying to get for God rank or go for God rank. I kind of have like no mercy here, right? That's just how you have to do it sometimes, man. You have to do no mercy. Unless it's like another God rank player and I know them, then maybe I'll do no rush, but it also depends on their team, right? I don't know. For the most part, I just do rush. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. Even I've had some of you guys come into the comment section and tell me like, hey, like I rushed you twice, like my bad. And I'm like, yeah, I probably would have done the same thing. That's just... Though it's part of the game, you know, you can get mad at the game, I would say, more so than the player. And then, so I popped the main ability here, caught him in the sidestep. I don't know if this kills. It doesn't, it just barely doesn't. He got lucky, but we do destroy a Dragon Ball right there, so I was very happy about that. And then we catch him again with the blue card, so destroying another Dragon Ball right there. And so things are looking pretty good. Imagine if I had Blast Armor on this unit. Imagine. Don't want to imagine it though, because that would be too broken. But that would have been hilarious if I would have been able to get another priority right there. So both Gogetas down, right? Things are looking pretty good for us. He gets the PV on us. I was like, okay, I see you right here. Gets the PV, and then I think he goes for the. He doesn't go for the blue just yet. Does he go for the rush here? I don't remember correctly. He needs to get Goku in here though. Yeah, so now he goes into it. And I just miscalculated a little bit there. I did not have enough time to bring in Trunks, so he's able to get the kill on this guy. But that's still okay. Honestly, it's still okay because we guessed him. we guessed him, bro. I felt so bad. But even if we had not guessed him, I think we still would have been okay because we're gonna get this unique gauge, right? We're gonna get this unique gauge right here. I think we wait for the sidestep too. We'll see. Yeah, so we get the sidestep, and look at the damage that we're doing to this man. Look at that, dude. Pop the main ability. And then, I don't remember if he lets us get it. I think we don't use it, actually. We'll see. Yeah, I think we don't use it. Yeah, we just go for the full one combo right there. We didn't need the ultimate, right? Like, I'm telling you guys, Trunks, dude. Absolutely amazing. Alright, so last match against Future, right? Future right here, but he has the Blue Boys in the leader slot. And he goes for a full screen strike. We're able to luckily catch him just before he was able to connect with our own blast card. And I'm just like, let me just get all of these cards off right here. We are chilling. Get this, where we're still chilling right here. Get these strike cards off. He's tanky though. Look at this, man. Like against a yellow unit, like look at how tanky he is. I forgot how much stars he had on him, but I'm pretty sure he had a good amount of stars. We go immediately. Just keep the onslaught going, dude. At this point, I'm just like, I'm gonna just keep going. I honestly even want a double rush right here. I try to drop the combo right here and go for the green, and I could have rushed right there. If I would have rushed right there, it would have been so spicy, man. It would have been so good. If I would have just predicted or just called that he was gonna sidestep into a card, or even just backed up to mid-range so I could see what he's doing, like, it would have been absolute madness right there. So he goes for the taps right there, and I think he has another blue card right here, right? We barely lived this, by the way. We almost threw the entire match. Yeah, so we live it. We get our gauge. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and just do my thing right here. Let me destroy some of your Dragon Balls too. And then I go immediately. And then wait, he goes for tap attacks, which is more than fine with me. I go with this, and then I go for another blue card right here. And I'm pretty sure it connects onto Gohan, yeah. So once again, destroying some more Dragon Balls, that's more than fine with me. He goes for another full screen strike, and so now I can get the kill. Right, so I'm not sure why he did that, but so now Gohan's out of the way. We still got to worry about Trunks, obviously. Still got to worry about Trunks and the Blue Boys. Like I said, he does have a good amount of stars. This could easily swing either way still, but getting one endurance out of the way is huge for us. We still have a rush as well. So I'm going to just go immediately. Go for these blast cards, go for all this. And, you know, Key's looking nice. We do have card draw speed still. And we got the bleed, which is huge for us. We're going to the Zamasu. And did you hear that? I don't know if you guys heard it, but he was like doing like, I don't know, he was like slowly like going to the side, like barely like tapping it a little bit. And he calls me on this too, dude. He calls me on the swap, which was crazy. So I just go for this blue card, and then I go for a strike cancel right here. You see me doing a lot of strike cancels this season, honestly. Like, that was just a move for me personally. That's just how I felt at the very least, right? I feel like those strike cancels were so, like, important for me, especially with all these units of blast armor these days, or with just holding on to blue cards. I was using it a lot. So at this point, my reasoning for using this rush right here is I wanted to pop his gauge so he could heal, right? So you could heal, and then I wanted to use the rush so I can just basically mitigate that heal so he only has his endurance heal. Because if I would have rushed before getting that gauge off, he would have got his health back, plus the gauge health back, plus the main heal health back. That's pretty much the only reasoning I have right there. So now I'm going to go ahead and swap into my Zamasu assist unit. If he wants to pop the ultimate, that's more than fine with me. I want him to pop the ultimate. He doesn't pop the ultimate, so I just swap into my Gohan right here. He still has endurance, by the way. We're still looking decent here. And then he just goes for these, more than fine with me. We still have the main ability here too, I believe, right? Let this feature go on. So I think I popped that, just like once again being defensive, right? I think I popped this green card, pop this, and then I pop another green card, and now I see the exclamation point. It's the win button, right? So now we go ahead and pop the ultimate. We get this guy out of the way, and Goku Vegeta is not going to be able to come back from this, especially not at that HP level, right? And he was bleeding, and so that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for the final match of the video. How long was this? This is a very long video, but hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know if you guys want to see some more of this content. Like, it's probably not going to be every season kind of thing, but I don't mind doing them, especially when I'm just doing my sweaty matches at the end of the season, because I like to do these like on the last day. I'm a big procrastinator. So that being said, let's go ahead and look at this, dude. We got God rank, dude. Let's go.